now that the AB1266 has been out for like a dozen years now, we have new ear pads for this bad boy.
New ear pads.
New ones. And it's been through, over the years, it's been through, I think, 2 iterations, maybe, something like that. Not a lot.
Yeah, 2, I'd say. Yeah.
But since we've been going gung-ho on the Dianas and
Right.
Joel, and the plethora of ear pad options you can get for this.
It seemed like it was time.
Yeah, it was time. The 1266 was overdue. And
That's a big one, too.
well,
Those are a big change.
yeah, and they've been out for a few months now, and just about everyone who's on headfi has already bought them, that's going to buy them, you know. So, yeah, we got some good feedback, and everyone seems to love them, which is great, which means we did our job well. But, yeah, let's talk about these bad boys.
Well, the most obvious change is the materials, I think, just looking at it. The old ones were all leather,
Right.
and now we don't have an all leather option.
Yeah.
That's true.
We've got hybrid is the stock option, and the ultra suede is the alternate option for materials. So,
Which is a first.
For the 1266.
That's right.
You can actually soften the top end with an all ultra suede. So if you want to put the 1266 in chill mode, you
right.
get a set of those bad boys.
Yeah.
I mean, people have been asking it over the years, but now
Yeah.
is obviously the time to implement it.
I'm not sure which equipment they were using
Yeah.
that they thought they needed ultra suede pads, but yeah.
Well, that's the thing. The one thing about, and we'll get into the subjective in a little bit, but the materials, we've talked about this in our more generic ear pad videos in the past. So if you're not familiar with this, please look back at our earlier videos on ear pads. But in general, the materials obviously change the sound. And
Right.
probably guys that own 1266 already know this, but maybe not. So, yeah, we gave 2 options here. And the one is basically a solid lambskin interior, which is reflective and bounces the highs around and doesn't really absorb anything. So it's more of a traditional sound at the 1260, the tonality of a 1266. And the softer ultra suede goes the other way and rolls the top end a bit, so it's smoother and quieter and tames it.
Well, in both instances, the ultra suede is the thing that touches your face. So they both have the same comfort. at
Which is
least.
nice.
So it's really the decision is sonically. I don't know. I think I would probably get the hybrid if I was just starting off, or before just jumping into the ultra suede.
Well, and
But-
to say that we should probably define it. The new 1266s, if you purchase them brand new, they come with
That's the way they come
Hybrids.
stock, yes.
Yeah.
They come only with the hybrid, which is great. I mean, it's super comfortable. It's plush. They're great. They're great.
Yeah.
They're great ear pads.
That's true. I haven't heard anybody say, "Oh, I wish these were all leather." Nobody said.
Yeah, no. no.
So I guess
no.
everybody.
Again,
prefers-
lessons learned from building them out on Diana. We found out what people really want against their heads, and these are nice.
Well, they're so much squishier too.
Mhm.
The comfort level is increased dramatically.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, ultra suede or not, I mean, just the pillow top and everything is
Yeah.
really fantastic.
Yeah, I mean it's completely different than the old ones.
Yeah. So yeah, feel is great on any of them. So yeah, choose your weapon. A lot of people that have the 1266 have both. They literally just ordered both. They got the ultra suede, they got the hybrid, and because they're magnetic, it's pretty easy to just. And
Well,
but
yeah.
of course now comes to another thing. Now we've added the ability to pick your fitment,
Mm-hmm.
which creates 4 possibilities for ear pads on this.
Right. We have 2 fitment options now, since unlike Diana, it doesn't need to be ported. So we got the new standard and classic fit. And the difference is the thickness of the pad. So the new standard seals better than the old, which were made to move
Yeah,
around.
it's
a
way
little bit.
deeper than the
Yeah.
original pads.
Yeah, it's a substantial difference.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's quite a difference.
Current 1266 owners are likely going to have to change how the headphones set up.
Yeah, even the website with where these are sold, it suggests that
Yeah.
toward the end of the descriptions, expect to have to readjust your headphones
Yes.
for the new pads. That goes for any of these.
Right.
And the classic is this, as the name would suggest, the same depth as the original 1266 pads.
Yeah, it's a similar height.
Yeah.
So if you really like to break seal on these like most people do, but you want the more of a comfort level of the new ear pad, then you would go with classic. A majority as in probably 98% of people have ordered the new standard fit.
Right.
Yeah.
They want something new. They want to try it new. They already have pads that work. They don't.
I mean, it
care,
makes sense.
you know,
You want
yeah.
something different.
So
They're also these pads are much more comfortable when you compress them compared to the old ones, anyways.
yeah, right. Those were harder compared to these.
So like the new standard, you probably get away with just squishing it if you need that. But
These are more of a, let's call it a very high quality memory foam style interior with a pillow top, similar to the Diana earpad. So
Right.
it's got a soft top, a very soft plush filling in the top, goes to a memory foam layer, and which is very deep. So it has a lot of give.
yeah,
So it's not comfort's not an issue. Even if you clamp the living hell out of these pads and squish the
Right.
crap out of them, you wouldn't notice clamp force.
Yeah,
No.
particularly with like glasses and stuff, it helps.
Yeah, so they're soft, but they hold their shape.
yeah.
We rode the edge on the materials inside this
Yeah.
thing. So
Well, the classic fit, I've generally talked people through switching to the new standard.
Mhm.
And the way I've been describing it is if you have your headphones locked in place, you don't want to change them at all ever, you're never going to move them, you could put the classic on and it'll be the same exact
right,
thing that you currently have. It'll just
Yep.
be new material
we
and that's
basically match the height.
it. But I don't think most people are in that situation. So
Yeah, no, they want to play around.
at least I think I've only, of the people who've called about it, I think I've only found one.
Yeah,
So
and even then, because these are different pads, they actually have a larger interior space. We should mention that they're round interior, where
Yeah.
the older ones are
Yeah,
all
they're like-
oval.
Yeah, oval shape.
Yeah, so you do have more space, and the space can vary depending on how much you compress the ear pad. So you can mess around with fitment, and you're also changing more acoustics than the old one. And
Yeah.
the old one, when you messed with fitment of the headphone itself, you'd mess with the bass, brake seal. You always had a brake seal. It's a question of how much. Now you're not only messing with the bass, you're messing with the acoustics too.
Right.
And so, but by the same token, these are much more solid when it comes to the acoustics. Like the older ones would be like you could move it forward or back and it would change dramatically.
Yeah, a lot more variation.
These are more even keeled depending on where they are on your head. It's a little different in terms of placement.
yeah, I mean that space in there, every part of the design affects the sound compared to the originals for sure. If you like the boomy bass of the old pads, you can get that
Sure.
in spades with these. You could, I don't know.
You'll have to
every part of it,
readjust the fitment of the the headphone.
Yeah.
You might have to toe in or out
Right.
a bit more in one direction, or even bend out the frame a little bit if your head's already wide.
But I mean, obviously, you already have a 1266, so you already know
know all
this.
about it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just a
We're preaching
slight,
to the
slight
choir.
readjustment. It should be
Yeah.
pretty quick.
Yeah, the only people who have been surprised with this are people who, for some reason, got it and wanting the exact same sound that they had with the old headphone.
Right, which is not
like-
most people, but
You can still achieve that.
yeah.
It just takes tweaking.
Yeah,
So,
it's a different tweak.
right.
But if you're new at the headphone, then it doesn't matter because this is all new to you, and you're
Yeah.
going to learn it by trial and error, like everyone else did when they first got it.
So there's going to be a whole new generation of 1266 owners that only have
Yeah.
known this.
Yeah,
I've always found the 1266 not quite as transparent to the amp as like the Dianas are. The Dianas, it's very obvious when you change source equipment, but the 1266 kind of is their own thing. But now with these, it's much more evident. Especially if you weren't using them sealed, you're really going to hear what your equipment sounds like.
Yeah.
So
It's due to that lack of variation as much in fitment and such.
Yeah.
well, you don't have the bass overwhelming the
right.
rest of the freak range like you
Right.
can when you completely break seal on these things.
Mhm.
And it's completely equipment dependent too. Like I've seen, the guys that are at the higher end of things, the higher echelons in terms of spending a shit ton of money on a system. You got some of the guys will drop 40, 50 grand on a DAC. They can't. But good luck finding an amp that's that expensive.
Well,
you're
yeah.
in speaker amps at that point. Some of the guys run, but you find that when you get to that level of electronics, the acoustic variations do go away a bit.
right.
Because now the equipment's not any kind of detriment. Like you got plenty of power.
Right.
That you don't run out of power, and that's one thing that people can do in the old school fashion. When you break seal, is the drivers need to move more air to compensate.
Yeah.
So they're looking for more juice, and so a lot of times amps will just run out.
Yeah, well, we've always said that these headphones scale incredibly well. Climb up the chain, get a WA33 Elite with Tox in it
Absolutely.
or something, and you'll hear the difference. But ultimately, the bass, right? And you can do that on anything with 4 watts or something. It doesn't have to be something super high end.
Right.
So I have a feeling people are going to be surprised at what their equipment sounds like.
The cool thing about this new ear pad is it does make, especially for people who have just gotten a AB1266, it makes the experience easier because now you're not really having to fumble about and learn how damping and how seal affects damping.
Yeah.
They inherently seal. You put them on, they seal, like a typical headphone. And you have to force them to break seal
Right.
new out the box.
Yeah, it's kind of the other way.
Right. Yeah,
You know?
yeah, we reversed that.
Yeah.
Where before it was a learning curve, and some people got it in a few days, and some people got it in a few months,
Yeah.
and some people never got it because they gave up. So bottom line is that now it's a much more universal fitment. When brand new, you put them on your head, and it's like, okay, I get it, and you
Then you have to try to
the
break
option
seal
of playing with the
instead
bass.
of the other
Right.
way.
But so it's still a fun headphone, right? In that
Yeah.
respect, and really, so the secondary option, once you get a brand new set, would be getting the ultra suede pads, all ultra suede,
Right.
and softening the top end for times when you might want to either tame your, the top end in your existing gear, or you're waiting to get a better amp or something like that.
Yeah, breaking the seal. I do hear a little bit of a difference with the seal broken with the ultra suede, but when it's sealed, it's a night and day difference.
Yeah.
It's
Mhm.
incredible how much, because Diana's are like that too. It sounds like two different headphones. This is
Right.
even further
Yeah, it's more.
apart from each other.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of surface area. On
Yeah,
the
that's
side
the
of that
thing.
cup.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah,
Yeah,
how
it's
much
got a lot of space.
how much there is to absorb on there. Yeah.
Yeah, it might be double the space. over the
Probably,
Diana.
yeah.
That's a lot. So
Yeah.
Yeah, so you get to explain that. So you get all this soft material on the inside in the ultra suede, and the more of that soft material that's in there, the more absorptive it is on those higher frequencies.
Yeah, it's like adding more room treatment.
Yeah. So yeah, right. Relative to going to an ultra suede. So you got to be careful with that too, because a lot of people I've seen especially with Dianas, they assume that a material they used with a different headphone, not an Abyss headphone,
Mhm.
is going to act or sound the same as our headphone, and that may or may not be the case.
Sometimes
It depends. It depends on the headphone tuning itself.
yeah.
So
The dynamic drivers, they still respond the same way, but it presents different.
yeah.
So it's a little bit more extreme in one area than another. So yeah, it's not at all.
Even in an upper bass, the mid and upper bass even could be affected by the materials.
Yes, for sure.
It isn't necessarily the highs, in the mids too. So, but we primarily key in on saying the high frequencies because that's where the biggest effect is. on
Right.
the
I mean, it
materials.
does affect everything.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but this isn't like some other headphones have very shallow cups.
Right.
Half maybe.
Right.
right.
And people will say, "Oh, I got the other ones. I didn't hear a difference on this headphone."
Right.
It's like it's
Or
not,
it's a minor difference.
yeah. This is not that experience.
Yeah.
This is a big difference, big change.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, it's really those. It's a cool effect, but it's really for people who want to go soft for whatever reason, and it sounds fine. It's not like, hell, a lot of headphones in the higher end come like that style.
Right. I mean,
That's
it
what they
still
sound
sounds like a 1266,
Yeah.
just different.
Right.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, to me, it's it's kind of cool to be able to make two headphones out of it, and that's one less headphone you gotta have.
Yeah. I'm really enjoying the ultra suedes
Cool.
quite a bit. I'm using it sealed all pretty much all the time. The sub bass that comes from it,
Mm.
I was using them sealed with the old pads too,
Mhm.
just for general listening, like movies and stuff, just because I find that sub bass to add immersion. But yeah, sealed with the ultra suede is very nice.
Well, that's the one thing most people probably it'd be difficult to do with the old pads is make a seal. And so basically the 1266 has always been noted for having a bass hump, right? And it's going to, because of it's always broken seal, it'll supply a hump in like 30 to 50 hertz. And then as you go down below 20 or so, it drops or below 30 even, it drops like a rock. So if you're trying to play organ music with a break and seal, it's tough to do.
Right.
Right.
So now you seal it, and now the headphone's flat response down to below 5 hertz.
Right.
Right.
And like, whoa. So yeah, if you're playing below 20, like something that's got stupid low frequency,
Yeah. You have to pretty much be
a sealed
something
ear
that's
pad.
very low.
Yeah, there
Right.
ain't a lot
Yeah.
down there
No.
usually, but specifically if there is something, which I guess with the
Yeah.
electronica stuff.
Which we had ran into a few things when we were first doing these. That it's
Yeah.
like there's tracks where it's like massively different.
Yeah, right. It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
It's not that much. Like For music, I have never found much on the old pads where I wanted to have it sealed.
Yeah, right.
It was more just for general
It's got plenty
listening
of bass.
because it was more even across, and then that sub bass is in.
Mhm.
That it just felt more natural and more immersive.
I mean, mainly it's EDM and stuff like that.
Right.
Stuff that has like hard hitting, really low bass. Like
Right.
you would never, if you're listening to classic rock or something, you would never
no,
Yeah.
notice.
Right. Yeah, because usually most
Yeah.
of that stuff's 30 and up
Yeah.
hertz. It's,
Yeah.
it's drum. It's drum.
but it's the same headphone that I was using before.
Right.
Right? I haven't done nothing's changed.
Right.
The driver's the same, headphone's
Yeah.
the same, all of it's the same.
Yeah.
The only thing that changes is the pads.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
That's
yeah.
the beauty of having magnetic pads. And we know they're expensive. We got people that comment about, oh, they're so expensive, but it's unfortunately there's nothing we could do about it the way they're made. They're beautifully made. We have custom magnets and custom magnetic rings, and
Yeah.
they're made to hold a certain way, and they're made to rotate, and they're made to
Right.
do all kinds of things. We're using really expensive materials, and we hand make them here in our facility here in New York. So,
Yeah. It's not an assembly line.
yeah, no,
There's a guy that just sits there. He
It
can only
makes-
make so many pads
it
in a
makes,
day.
it makes
The
makes it-
material is very premium.
Yeah. And we keep telling him, we need more pads. We need more pads. He's like, I'm growing as fast as I can,
So
Captain.
the cost is justified the way we do things, for sure.
There's a lot of engineering built into these things, a lot of time that was spent. And, when you're only talking about selling a few hundred sets of ear pads a year, it takes a long time to recoup that.
Mm.
But enough on costs. It is what it is, and that's it. We've got these beautiful handmade ear pads for the AB1266. And if you haven't tried them yet, give them a try. They are fun. A lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, everyone. Take care of yourselves.